This is the first of three modules on digital era, digital tools and luxury firms. Of course, luxury, at the beginning, luxury and fashion companies were a little bit not sure of how to deal with the new technological tools, with the e-commerce, with the possibility to have virtual store online, and actually they started to consider internet actually something very far from them. Yesterday the keywords can be summarized in this: I don't want to dilute my brand, so I basically do not consider the possibility to use too much internet, because that would be a sort of lack of exclusivity that instead was the most important thing for them. Actually, we have moved from this aspect and this way of thinking to the one that today is, okay, I have to be there, let's build something. There are millions of people online. It's a good idea to start engaging with them. Of course, still, for not everybody, for not all the luxury organization, but at least for some and for many Italian, so many Italian organizations are in this area in which I have to be there, but I'm not so much sure what is that I am building. And of course, we are going towards the future that it's reality in some cultures, and in Italy it's basically a future, that tomorrow online would be the access level to my brand. People will discover and love my brand starting from the net. A lot of luxury, even Italian company, knows that that will be the future. They still don't know so much how to get there. We will see in these presentations the evolutions. So the history, the yesterday, the today, and then possibly the tomorrow. Let's start with the yesterday. This is an example of a typical approach of luxury on the 80s. This is in marketing. This tool is called product placement. In a movie very famous at that time, American Gigolo, Giorgio Armani, that you see is the man a little bit younger than now on the right, decided to place Armani's products in the movie. Of course, Richard Gere, that was the protagonist, wore Armani's fancy suits, and the people at the beginning didn't know so what kind of clothes, where they come from, but he became, Richard Gere, an icon of elegance, and of course that created the success of Armani part. This is not the only way Armani became successful, but this was one way in which Armani started its global success. This is really not the only example of what fashion or high-end luxury company did during the 80s. Then we move into the 90s. The 90s, it's chances something changes, and there are the three most important decisions are summarized in finding cool places, models, great photographers. There was really the photographers most important started to work for this luxury brands, and what was important is to shift the importance from the product to the overall artistic like dimension and location where the brand was placed. But even this didn't last for so long, and then it came the 2000, where there came more provocation, ambiguity, flash websites, some sort of hybrid thing that of course attracted the attention, because the luxury company wanted to provoke, wanted to bring subjects that were basically prohibited or forbidden before into the attention of the big people. And again, then this is an evolution. again, and then we arrive of what happens in the first decade of this century. So let's say 2010s, around, during these years. This is a great example of how actually it changes a little bit the choice of testimonial, the choice of how to show the product, and we start to value more the heroes, the concept of heroes and journey. The mobile comes on, the mobile easy are brought with you, so the people use mobile storytelling and journey. This is the trio very important: journey, mobile, storytelling. This is very important in luxury, because we understand that luxury becomes more and more connected with travel, and travel is connected with experience, and experience is connected with storytelling. So storytelling, journey, and mobile. People traveling, and into the bag all the history, the travel history is there and become famous. So this is, for instance, another example of Louis Vuitton core values campaign. The heroes, as we said before, and bags, of course, that are not right in the middle, but that they have a more symbolic value. They represent the history. They represent, in this case, all the experiences and traveling experience of certain kind of famous people. Somebody may say it's not changed so much, but there is a slight change. There is a slight change that actually brings into, what today is internet and luxury. Internet and luxury today is basically, we can say that new music is playing, because traditional luxury brands, they have been very hesitant to move completely online. Now, of course, there is the problem of people read less and less, so print advertising decreased. And so luxury brands are making the transition to online advertising and e-commerce. That for Italy, especially Italian company, it is very big. It's not an easy step, but of course is among all these kind of strategies that merge tradition with innovation. So it came out that affluent consumers, for instance, are heavy users of internet, of both information. They do online, e-commerce, of course, outside of Italy. So the fact is that a lot of Italian companies that have most of the clients outside of Italy, they have to keep up with this. And of course, the sources, there are many information sources about luxury brand, and they might be blogs, consumer review, discussion, price comparison, and shopping on everywhere, eBay or other, or portals. So basically, this, of course, forced a change of luxury companies into, being much more available on the digital world. In the next module, we will continue on this.